So I got some really good news today. I've had PML for the past 9 months. I got diagnosed August 26, 2020. I had gotten diagnosed with 3 brain tumors as well. I had my first seizure on September 17th when I got diagnosed with PML, August 26th. I was told by the doctor, the ER doctor, he was an ID doctor, infectious disease, that I would only live 2 months. I planned my funeral the way I wanted it, who I wanted to give my stuff to, who I wanted to invite, and who I didn't want to come. I wanted to be about my kids more than anything, because it was their loss. They were losing their mom, the only person that taken care of them up until now. But then I celebrated my 39th birthday, October 21st, 2020. And I celebrated it as if it was my 40th birthday. Nothing big, nothing huge. Cake. My mother-in-law made me dinner. My sister-in-laws, my nieces, my nephews, small gathering. COVID, of course, 2020. It was fun. We joked around. We made fun of my death coming and how it was all okay, which was fine. It was all fine. Telling my dad was the hardest. Telling my older brother was one of the hardest things I had ever had to do. I didn't want to tell him I was going to die. I didn't want to tell my kids. I didn't want to tell many people, because I didn't want anybody feeling sorry for me. Going into work and telling my boss that I was no longer going to work there. Not because of COVID, but because I was dying. I loved my job. I was a secretary, a receptionist, an assistant for a chiropractor. For 3 years, I had done it. I didn't mind working through COVID. I would have, if I wouldn't have lost my eyesight during that first seizure. I had asked the doctor that day at the ER if I could travel to Bronzeville to go see my dad. He said no more traveling for you. I guess my body would probably not be able to handle it or something. I don't know. These are all assumptions. Six months later, my husband and I decided that we would move to Colorado because they were more restrictive. COVID mask, everything was so different than a Republican state, Texas. Colorado's the Democratic state. Well, we made it up there to go see a house that we were going to rent. And I cried the moment that we did the pass, because I almost seized. My kids weren't with me and I thought I was gonna die. I asked God to let me live so I can go back home and see them and say goodbye to them in a proper way. I made it to Colorado and I wanted to kiss the ground so bad, but I didn't. We put the money down on the house, and then that fell through. But then God gave me a chance to go back again, and I went once more with my kids. Today is July 1st, 2021. It's almost going to be 9 months since that fatal diagnosis, but at the same time, it saved my life. I'm alive. I'm in the hospital because I seized yesterday and the day before yesterday at North Park, but I hid it from people. I didn't want no one to get scared. I just went through an MRI, through an EGG. The MRI results came back today, early in the morning, and they were all positive. My tumor shrunk. My PML is shrinking. I might get to live longer than I expected. I had made a pact with God on May 18th, 2005, to let me see my son grow up, graduate, to see my daughter grow up. I got my wish in May of 2020 last year when my son graduated high school. I got to see my daughter turn 15. I'm blessed. So many people prayed for me. I know I couldn't have done this without everybody's prayer. I've put so much on the line. My husband has too. My kids. Didn't think I was gonna be here much longer. But thank you. Thank you to everybody who's prayed for me, who doesn't even know me. Thank you. Bye. I will keep you up to date. It's been long and far between my recordings, and that's because I've been sick or in and out of the hospitals. Not an excuse. But please go get checked. PML is something that happens to 20% of the kids that are born. They're born with this brain virus. You are your only advocate. It started with vertigo for me that wouldn't go away until one doctor at the ER decided to run a spinal tap. But with that spinal tap, he ran all the tests, PML being one. It was scary, but it saved my life. I love you.